Hey and welcome everyone, it's Egwin from Beyond Systems. Today I want to share a small nugget with you that's very important when you want to correct or optimize a habitual, postural, or structural pattern. Now, I'll show you this whole thing with the example of our knees. See, watch my body from the side now when I consciously lock out my knees towards the rear. Now my knees are hyperextended towards the rear. And when I stand in this pose, you see my upper body sort of compresses down. My hip is being pushed towards the front. I cannot really tilt my pelvis in any specific direction. My lumbar spine sort of arches back out, and there is a lot of compression in my intervertebral discs. Now, just simply by correcting the posture of my legs, just gonna take my arms a little up here so that they don't cover the legs, just by simply bringing the knees back in alignment, you see there was this wave of adjustments running through my body. I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna look towards the front. So from here, see, the first thing that happens when I bring the knees out towards the front is that the thoracic spine naturally erects itself more into a neutral posture. The next thing, progressing back down, is that my hip tilt immediately adjusts and the pressure in the lumbar spine is gone. Now I have the full capacity to either have relaxed quads or glutes in a neutral standing position or engage them if needed. What's important about this is the following, apart from, okay, hyperextended knees, if I get out of the habit of hyperextension in my knees, this has a massively positive impact on the rest of my structure. It takes strain out of the lumbar spine, it reduces the compression in the thoracic spine, and so on. It keeps me also psychologically more active, because that's actually one of the foundations of hyperextended knees. One of the most important foundations of probably 80% of all the people who have hyperextension in their knees is not a muscle imbalance per se. It's a psychological state of sort of being stagnant in certain parts of their doing, their life, their interactions, because this literally takes you into a limited motion state. Once you're back out in a state where your knees are not hyperextended, you have much more energy, you're much more in drive. All right, that being said, now let me jump to this specific nugget that I was talking about. How do I correct this habitual pattern? When I say this, I'm not talking about muscular tension in the front, muscular tension in the back, or something like that. No, what I'm talking about is this. Most important thing to be able to retrain a pattern or to change my habitual movement pattern is I need to be aware of it. Just training a muscle alone does not change the pattern, and it does not change the habit. So I need to be aware of, oh, I'm doing it again, and then rewrite it by changing the pattern immediately, by just simply getting out of it. I literally have to retrain my body into the habit of not hyperextending the knees. Every single person out there who is capable of standing and walking can either hyperextend their knees or have the knees in neutral or slightly bend the knees. The muscular capability for that is there. It's just a switch in your mind that has to do with how you use your body structure. So the nugget is the following. It seems almost negligible because it's such a seemingly small element, but it's so important, and it's sensomotoric perception. To put it more simple, You have to be able to physically feel what's going on. So rather than trying to create a mental concept around it, the first stage of retraining a habitual pattern is to connect with the sensation of, oh, this is how it feels, physically feels, when my knees are hyperextended. This is the state I want to get rid of. So what I'm saying is that the most important thing is when you try to retrain the pattern, it's not so much training a specific muscle group. That might come as a second. It's more important that you retrain the coordination. And the most important thing to retrain the coordination, you simply do by linking the undesired body posture with the sensation that it creates in the body, and link those two with the idea of that's the trigger for I want to change this program. So you need, instead of just understanding, instead of, okay, I'm trying to try to train this muscle to hold my structure in a specific shape, no. Train yourself so that every single time you feel the knees hyperextending, or you feel the sensation of a compressed spine, that this sensation is the trigger for the program that says, okay, there it is again, I'm gonna move out of it. And then to rewrite it, nothing more than this is necessary. You have the strength to pull your knees out of hyperextension, otherwise you wouldn't be able to walk. And that's simple it. It's only this small thing that makes such a huge difference. All right, that's the video for today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box down below, or if it's more complex, more individual, reach out to me via email or book a one-on-one session. And other than that, if you are interested in more of how to coordinate the body, how to rewrite patterns, check out my whole channel. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful time and see you around soon. Bye.